In Japan, it's common to see people in their 70s and 80s hiking mountains, gardening for hours, and walking miles every day without assistance. Meanwhile, in the West, leg strength typically declines by 30 to 40% after age 60, leading to falls, wheelchairs, and loss of independence. So, what are Japanese elders doing differently? Stick around because I'm breaking down 6 specific exercises from Japanese longevity programs that can literally double your leg strength after 60. And exercise number 4 is the one that prevents the falls that lead to nursing homes. Here's something most people don't know. Japan has specific exercise programs designed for their aging population, and the results are remarkable. Research from Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology shows that Japanese elders who follow these exercise protocols can increase their leg strength by 50 to 100% within 12 weeks, even starting in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. This isn't about becoming a bodybuilder. This is about maintaining the leg strength you need to climb stairs, get out of a chair, walk without a cane, and live independently. Because here's the harsh reality. Once your legs go, everything else follows rapidly. Today, I'm walking you through 6 exercises from Japanese longevity programs. These are simple, don't require a gym, and can be done at home. But done consistently, they rebuild leg strength that prevents falls, maintains independence, and quite literally extends your healthy lifespan. Let's start with exercise number 1. And this is the foundation for everything else. Exercise 1. Chair sits. This is called Isu Karatatsu in Japanese. This is the most fundamental movement for maintaining independence after 60. Here's why this exercise is so critical. The ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands is one of the strongest predictors of longevity and independence. Research published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that people over 60 who could perform this movement had significantly lower mortality rates over a 10-year period. When you can't stand from a chair unassisted, you've lost a critical threshold of leg strength. Everything cascades from there. You avoid getting up, you move less, you get weaker, and the decline accelerates. Japanese longevity programs emphasize this movement because it directly translates to daily life. If you can stand from a chair 10 times without using your hands, you have the leg strength to navigate most daily activities. Here's how to do it properly. Sit in a standard chair with your feet flat on the ground, hip width apart. Cross your arms over your chest so you can't use them for assistance. Now stand up using only your leg strength. Your weight should be primarily on your heels as you push through them to stand. Then sit back down with control. Don't just drop into the chair. The key is control and proper form. As you stand, lean your torso forward slightly to shift your weight over your feet, then drive through your heels and squeeze your glutes at the top. When sitting back down, lower yourself with control, not a collapse. For programming, Japanese protocols recommend doing 2-3 sets of 10 repetitions, 3 times per week. If you can't do 10 without using your hands, start with whatever number you can do, even if it's just 3 or 4. Use your fingertips lightly on the armrests if needed, then gradually reduce assistance over weeks. Track your progress. The goal is to work up to 10 clean repetitions without hand assistance. Once you can do that easily, you can progress by using a lower chair, holding a weight to your chest, or pausing for 2 seconds at the bottom before standing. This exercise builds quadricep strength, glute strength, and the specific movement pattern you use dozens of times every day. It's simple but powerful. Now, chair sits build basic leg strength. But exercise number 2 targets a muscle that's absolutely critical for walking and preventing shuffling gait as you age. Exercise 2. Heel raises. Exercise number 2 is heel raises, focusing on your calf muscles and ankle strength. In Japanese elder programs, this is called tsumasaki dachi, or standing on tiptoes. Here's why calf strength matters so much after 60. Your calf muscles power your walking stride. They provide the push-off force that propels you forward with each step. As people age and their calves weaken, their walking stride shortens into a shuffle, which dramatically increases fall risk. Strong calves maintain a normal, stable gait pattern. Research from Japan's National Institute of Health and Nutrition shows that calf strength directly correlates with walking speed and balance in adults over 60. Faster walking speed, in turn, is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. It's literally a vital sign. Here's how to do heel raises properly. Stand near a wall or sturdy surface for balance support. Place your feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Rise up onto the balls of your feet as high as you can, lifting your heels off the ground. Hold the top position for 1 to 2 seconds, then lower your heels back down with control. The key is going through full range of motion. Rise as high as possible onto your toes, then lower all the way back down. Don't bounce or use momentum. Make your calf muscles do the work. If you're unstable, lightly touch the wall for balance, but try not to push off it. If you're strong and need more challenge, you can progress to single leg calf raises or hold dumbbells for added resistance. Japanese protocols recommend 2 to 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions, done daily or at least 5 times per week. Yes, daily. Your calves are endurance muscles that recover quickly and respond well to frequent training. Here's a practical tip from Japanese programs. Do these while waiting for the kettle to boil. Do heel raises. Brushing your teeth, heel raises. Standing in line at the store, heel raises. Make it a habit tied to daily activities. The results are remarkable. Within 4 to 6 weeks of daily practice, most people notice their walking feels more powerful. They can walk longer distances without fatigue, and their balance improves noticeably. Now, exercises 1 and 2 build fundamental leg strength. But exercise number 3 is specifically designed to prevent the muscle loss in your thighs that makes climbing stairs so difficult after 60. Exercise 3, wall squats. Wall squats is called keibe ni motarete shiagamu in Japanese programs. This is an isometric exercise that builds serious quadricep and glute strength without putting excessive stress on aging knees. Here's why wall squats are so effective for older adults. They build strength in a static position, which is safer for people with knee concerns than dynamic squatting. The isometric contraction at a specific angle strengthens the exact range of motion you need for stairs and hills. Research on isometric training in older adults shows it can increase leg strength by 20 to 30% without the joint stress of traditional weight training. Plus, it's incredibly simple. You just need a wall. Here's how to do wall squats properly. Stand with your back against a wall, feet about 2 feet away from the wall and hip width apart. Slide your back down the wall until your thighs are parallel to the ground, or as close as you can get. Your knees should be at a 90-degree angle, directly above your ankles, not pushing past your toes. Your back should be flat against the wall, your core engaged, and your weight distributed evenly across both feet. Now, hold this position. Your quads will start burning within 15 to 20 seconds. That's good. That's the muscle working. If you can't get to 90 degrees, start higher. Even a quarter squat position builds strength. The key is holding whatever position you can maintain with good form. For programming, Japanese protocols start with 3 sets of 20-30-second holds, 3 times per week. As you get stronger, increase the hold time. Advanced practitioners can hold for 60-90 seconds or even add weight by holding a medicine ball or dumbbell. Here's what's powerful about wall squats. They strengthen your quads in the exact position you need for standing from a low chair or climbing stairs. That functional strength transfers directly to daily life. Many Japanese elders do these in the morning before breakfast as part of their routine. 3 sets takes maybe 3 to 4 minutes total, but the strength gains are significant. Now, the first 3 exercises build raw leg strength, but exercise number 4 is the game changer for balance and fall prevention. And this is the one that literally keeps Japanese elders out of nursing homes. Exercise 4, single leg balance stands. This is called kata ashi deitatsu in Japanese. This might look simple, but it's one of the most important exercises for preventing falls after 60. Here's the critical science. A study published in the British Medical Journal found that the inability to balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds was associated with nearly double the risk of death over the next decade. Balance is that important. It's not just about avoiding falls. It's a biomarker of overall health and neurological function. Every time you walk, you're briefly balancing on one leg. When you step over an obstacle, you're on one leg. When you turn around, you're shifting weight onto one leg. If you can't balance on one leg, your walking becomes unstable. You shuffle to avoid lifting your feet, and you're at high risk for falls. Japanese elder programs emphasize single leg balance because it simultaneously builds ankle strength, hip stability, proprioception, your body's sense of where it is in space, and confidence in movement. All of these decline with age, but all can be rebuilt with practice. Here's how to do it properly. Stand near a wall or counter for safety. Shift your weight onto one leg and lift the other foot just a few inches off the ground. Don't grab the wall unless you're losing balance. Try to stand completely unsupported. Keep your standing knee slightly bent, not locked. Engage your core to stay upright. Focus your eyes on a fixed point ahead of you. This helps with balance. Try to hold for 20-30 seconds without putting your foot down or grabbing support. If you're wobbling all over the place, that's normal initially. Balance is a skill that improves with practice. If you need to touch the wall occasionally, that's fine. The goal is to gradually reduce how much you rely on it. For programming, do 3 sets of 20-30 second holds on each leg, daily if possible. Unlike strength exercises, balance training benefits from frequent practice because you're training your nervous system, not just your muscles. Here's a progression from Japanese protocols. Once you can hold steady for 30 seconds with eyes open, try it with eyes closed. This dramatically increases the difficulty and builds even better balance. Then progress to doing small movements while balancing, reaching your arms in different directions, or turning your head side to side. The research is clear. Older adults who practice balance exercises have 30-40% fewer falls. And falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in people over 65. This exercise alone could prevent the fall that changes your life. Now, the first 4 exercises build strength and balance in standing positions. But exercise number 5 targets a specific weakness that develops in almost everyone over 60. And it's the reason getting up from the floor becomes impossible. Exercise 5, seated knee extensions. Exercise number 5 is seated knee extensions, called Sawata Mama Hiza wo no Basu in Japanese programs. This isolates and strengthens the quadricep muscles, particularly the VMO, vastus medialis obliquus, which is critical for knee stability. Here's why this matters. After 60, the quadricep muscles can lose up to 40% of their strength if not actively maintained. This makes standing from low positions nearly impossible and contributes to knee pain and instability. The VMO muscle, which sits just above the inside of your kneecap, is often the weakest part of the quad and needs specific strengthening. Japanese elder programs include this exercise because it safely strengthens the quads without requiring you to bear weight through potentially painful knees. It's especially valuable for people with existing knee arthritis or pain. Here's how to do it properly. Sit in a sturdy chair with your back supported and feet flat on the floor. Extend one leg out straight, lifting your foot off the ground. Flex your foot so your toes point toward the ceiling. Now straighten your knee as much as possible, contracting your quadricep hard at the top. You should see and feel the muscle tighten above your kneecap. Hold that fully extended position for 2 to 3 seconds, really squeezing the quad, then lower your foot back down with control. Don't let gravity drop your leg. Control the descent. The key is the squeeze at the top. You're not just lifting your leg. You're actively contracting the quadricep as hard as you can when the knee is fully extended. This is what builds strength. For programming, do 2-3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions per leg, 3 times per week. If this feels too easy, you can add ankle weights starting with 1 to 2 pounds and gradually increasing. You can also slow down the movement. Take 3 seconds to extend, hold for 3 seconds, then 3 seconds to lower. Japanese protocols often pair this with a mental cue. As you extend your leg, think about pushing through your heel as if you're pushing something away. This helps activate the entire quad muscle chain. This exercise might seem simple, but it's remarkably effective for rebuilding the quad strength needed to get out of chairs, climb stairs, and especially to stand up from the floor. That last one is critical. The sitting rising test we mentioned earlier largely depends on quad strength. Now we've covered 5 exercises that build leg strength and balance. But exercise number 6 is the secret weapon that ties everything together and builds the hip strength that prevents the forward bent, shuffling posture so common in Western aging. Exercise 6, glute bridges. Exercise number 6 is glute bridges adapted from Japanese rehabilitation programs. In Japanese, this movement pattern is emphasized in koshi wo agaru exercises, lifting the hips. Here's why glute bridges are so important after 60. Your glute muscles are the largest, most powerful muscles in your body, but they're also the first to weaken with sedentary aging. Weak glutes lead to that forward bent posture, lower back pain, and reduced walking power. Strong glutes keep you upright, stable, and powerful. Research shows that glute strength directly correlates with walking speed, stair climbing ability, and balance in older adults. Plus, strong glutes take pressure off your lower back and knees by properly distributing forces during movement. Here's how to do glute bridges properly. Lie on your back on a mat or carpet with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Your feet should be close enough to your hips that you can almost touch your heels with your fingertips. Push through your heels and lift your hips off the ground until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. At the top, squeeze your glutes as hard as you can for 2 to 3 seconds. Your core should be engaged to prevent your lower back from arching excessively. Then lower your hips back down with control. Don't drop them. Make your glutes control the descent. That's 1 rep. Common mistakes. Don't push your hips up so high that your back arches excessively. The movement should come from your glutes, not from hyperextending your lower back. And don't let your knees fall inward. Keep them aligned over your feet. For programming, do 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, 3 times per week. Focus on quality contractions with that hard squeeze at the top, rather than rushing through reps. Progressions. Once you can do 15 reps easily, you can increase difficulty by holding the top position for 5 seconds, or by doing single leg glute bridges, much harder, or by placing a weight plate or heavy book on your hips. Japanese protocols often have elders do these in the morning after waking up. It's a gentle way to activate the posterior chain before starting the day. Many people report that consistent glute bridges eliminate their chronic lower back pain within 4 to 6 weeks. The combination of strong glutes, strong quads, and good balance creates a foundation of leg strength that maintains independence well into old age. Alright, let's recap the 6 exercises Japanese elders use to double their leg strength after 60. Exercise 1. Chair sits, 2-3 sets of 10 reps, 3 times per week. This builds the fundamental strength to stand unassisted. Exercise 2. Heel raises, 2-3 sets of 15 to 20 reps daily. This maintains calf strength for walking. Exercise 3. Wall squats, 3 sets of 20-30 second holds, 3 times per week. This builds quad and glute strength for stairs. Exercise 4. Single leg balance stands, 3 sets of 20-30 seconds per leg daily. This prevents falls. Exercise 5. Seated knee extensions, 2-3 sets of 12 to 15 reps per leg, 3 times per week. This isolates and strengthens the quads. Exercise 6. Glute bridges, 2-3 sets of 12-15 reps, 3 times per week. This builds hip strength and posture. That's the complete program. These 6 exercises take maybe 20-25 minutes total, 3 to 4 times per week with balance work done daily. That's it. No gym required, no special equipment needed beyond a chair and maybe a mat. Research from Japanese longevity programs shows that following this protocol for 12 weeks can increase leg strength by 50-100%, even in people starting in their 70s and 80s. But it requires consistency. 3 months of committed practice. The payoff? Maintaining independence, preventing falls, staying mobile, and keeping the quality of life that makes aging actually worth living. If you're over 60 or caring for someone who is, this could be life-changing. If this gave you value, hit that like button and subscribe for more longevity content. Drop a comment and tell me, which of these 6 exercises can you do right now, and which one are you going to start with this week? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now go build those legs.